the historic storm. It's the strongest to make landfall in the U.S. since 1992. This is video of damage in Panama City. The storm made landfall as a Category 4 storm with sustained winds of 155 miles per hour. More damage here. And if the wind was just a little bit stronger, it would have been a Category 5.
Came on shore just around 1:30 our time this afternoon. 10 News reporter Cole Sullivan explains why this storm made so much history. Cole?
John and Beth, since Michael made landfall this afternoon, it's now among the top 4 strongest storms to ever hit the U.S. coast. And it's the strongest to ever hit this part of Florida.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
We're already seeing pictures of the damage.
Northwest Florida has never seen a storm this strong before.
It's one of the strongest ever to hit the United States.
It's actually stronger than Katrina as far as the pressure is concerned and the winds as well. We're talking the only 3 Category 5 storms to ever make landfall in the United States.
Not only did Hurricane Michael gain strength fast, it's hitting at an unusual time. What makes this storm unique?
It is unique in a number of ways. First and foremost, it's unique by the time of year that it's making landfall and where it is making landfall.
There have been storms this strong in October before, but none that have made landfall.
Only 3 storms are ranked higher than this one in intensity on the record since 1851.
The last time a storm like this hit, Hurricane Andrew in 1992. That storm flooded streets, took down trees, and even damaged commercial jets.
The National Hurricane Center defines this kind of damage as catastrophic. We're talking structural damage to structures completely removed from their foundations. We're talking about extreme beach erosion.
Andrew caused $25 billion in damage. Michael may do the same.
This isn't a short-term problem. This is something we're going to be talking about for weeks to even months down the road.
Destroying property and changing the landscape of the Florida coast.
So for folks who've been down there on their fall breaks before to Panama City Beach, it's not going to look the same.
One of the reasons this storm developed so fast, the water in the Gulf is 80+ degrees, perfect for fall break, but also rocket fuel for hurricanes. John?
Cool, thanks for that perspective. You and Cassie on that. And this storm made landfall in Mexico Beach this afternoon. We're already seeing the devastating aftermath. A meteorologist from the NBC affiliate in Tampa shared this video you are seeing on Twitter, and you can see water reaching the rooftops there, houses obliterated by the triple-digit winds. NBC Nightly News anchor Lester Holt is in the storm zone tonight. He'll show us more of the damage and where that storm is headed next. Live from Panama City, coming up tonight at 6:30 here on Channel 10.
A police report